Have you ever felt like your preschool students are just not listening to you? You notice other teachers in your building seem to have it a lot easier. So what do? You start giving your students rewards for the behaviors that you want. It worked for a bit, but now it no longer works. So what do you do now? In this video, I will talk about the pitfalls of using stickers, charts, and other rewards with your preschool students. And then I'll talk about alternatives you can do for longer lasting behavioral changes. Stay tuned. So I was there, been there, done that. I've done the stickers, the charts, and the treasure boxes before. And all I can say that it was an endless cycle of rewards and various behaviors. Don't get me wrong, it worked for a little bit, but the problem was I didn't address the real reason why these things were happening in my classroom. In my master classes, I always use this image of a leaky faucet and with a bandage wrapped around it, because that's almost like what happens when you are using stickers, charts, and other kinds of rewards with your preschool students. A leaky faucet will continue to leak until it is properly addressed what is happening and why it is leaking. So that's just an image that I want you to kind of keep in your head when you go about doing these kind of strategies with your children. I'll be using stickers throughout the video, but I want you to think that when I'm saying stickers, I'm also talking about, behavior charts, and I'm also talking about treasure box goodies as well. So I want you to know that when you are using these stickers, they're at the most, the behavior and the lore of these items is temporary at best, because you think that, okay, it worked this time, so let me try it again, and you try it again. Then after a while something starts to change, and I'll be getting into that in a little bit. The main thing is that you want to make sure that you are working to build a strong classroom management foundation. Classroom management doesn't begin when the struggles start happening. Classroom management is like the systems and the processes that you use in the classroom that will help you run the classroom more efficiently and more effectively. And what you do is you start to do that, you're starting with classroom management pillars. And you're always spending time on your classroom management pillars to work on them, define them, maybe even tweak them, or even redefine them when necessary. Okay, so here's the bad news when it comes to using stickers in your classroom. So I have a list that I have compiled, and there are plenty of other reasons other than the ones that I am listing, but again, I'm only going to list some for this video, and they are not in any particular order whatsoever. So one thing that happens is that the changed behavior does not last. They may, do what you want for a little while, but then it eventually goes back to where it was. Another thing that happens is that it gets expensive. You're looking for the cutest, the prettiest, the coolest, all these different qualifiers for the different stickers to make sure that it is something that they will want. But ultimately, the cuter, the cooler, and that these things get, the more expensive that they get as well. A little bit here, a little bit there, it all adds up. Another thing that I noticed when I tried using them is that it doesn't work for every child. Some just do not care about stickers, so it doesn't work for them either way. Another thing that happens is they don't want what you have. When this has happened to me, I always try to look for something else that would appeal to the child. And that gets time consuming, wastes a lot of energy, and again, it wastes money. This next one is what I found that happened when I worked with older children, but sometimes some unhealthy competition begins to take place in the classroom, where if they are working as a group, then they may gang up on the child who isn't pulling their weight. So it becomes kind of volatile after a while in your classroom. Another thing that may happen where you think, okay, this is going great, they're responding, and then all of a sudden they start to lose interest. So even if you have these things that once appealed to them, they no longer appeal to them after a while. Stickers are funny because it's just something that will fall off, it'll get dirty, and then it'll end up on the bottom of somebody's shoe or stuck to the floor or something like that. So that can make them lose interest really quickly as well. Another thing that can happen is it becomes overwhelming, especially if you are trying to keep up with when to use stickers and when not to use stickers, or what behaviors are you going to use stickers for, or what actions or what times of the day you're planning on using stickers. So it becomes overwhelming because it's another thing that you have to plan. It's another thing that you have to sit down and think about. Another thing that can happen, which happens a lot, is that the behavior just doesn't stop at all. It just continues to go on. So then you're looking for every little tiny thing to do, to give them the sticker for. But for the most part, the behavior that really is the problem doesn't stop. Another thing that happens is the children begin to only do the behaviors that you want for the sticker. So I just want you to think about these things. And like I said, there are a lot of other reasons why using stickers is bad news in the classroom. The other thing that I wanted to mention before I go on is this video is not to come down on anyone who is using stickers currently. Like I said, I used them, at one point in the classroom. So I know, like, when you feel that you are out of ideas of how to rein in the classroom, that this seems like to be an easy quick fix. But I want to stress to you that quick fixes aren't long-lasting fixes. But these are just some of the things that I've learned from using it and why I stopped using them. But I do have some good news. Some good news is you can ease your way out of using these types of things with your students by making sure that you are just kind of like, for lack of a better word, weaning them off of getting the stickers. So you're not rewarding every single, whatever behavior you chose to reward, you're not doing every single one after a while. So you're kind of taking it away, and you're kind of taking it away so that it becomes them just doing it because they're doing it, because they know that they're supposed to do it. But what you want to do instead of, or before you even go to stickers, is what matters and what will offer longer lasting change in your classroom. And some of those things are focusing on your systems and your classroom management pillars, which I spoke a little bit about at the beginning of this video. Another thing that you want to focus on is your expectations for their behavior. I have another video that I talk exclusively about your expectations and what that could mean as far as like the behaviors that you are seeing, and take some of the pressure off of yourself and of them. So I'm going to have that video in the cards for you to take a look at, and it's strictly about your expectations. The other thing that you can work on are your words and your actions, and this is a big thing that I want you to really think about, because sometimes we don't realize the things that we are saying kind of leaves it up to the children to interpret. And then sometimes our actions do not necessarily create a connection for them to really understand what it is you want from them. We kind of overlook that even when we are not teaching, we are teaching. So they're looking at what we are doing and what we are saying, and they a lot of times mimic those things. So basically what you want to do is you want to make sure that you cover these 3 areas. You want to start there because these are the things that you can control. When it comes to behavior, the behaviors that you want in the classroom, start with those things that you can control. I just want to say that there are alternatives, that you don't have to go to stickers and rewards as the first thing that you do. There are other things that you can do. You just have to want to put in the work. Either you want temporary change or you want long-lasting change. And I tell you, long-lasting change will make sure that you have or are building a classroom that will run smoothly. So I spent many years using incentives, extrinsic incentives, for the children to get the behavior that I want. So this is not coming from a finger pointing, kind of perspective. This is coming from having experienced the good, the bad, and the ugly of using those types of things. So again, I just want to state, you want to build your classroom management on something that is stronger and more sustainable than stickers. And make sure that you're always looking for answers in the things that you can control, then move outward to other types of things that you may want to try some other alternatives. So the bottom line, basically for this video, the bottom line is that classroom management does not equal stickers and rewards. They are not one and the same. They are not interchangeable. And if you are currently relying heavily on, these types of things, then try to step back and audit the systems and the processes and procedures and etc. of the things that you are already using, so that you can try to make changes within those things to get the responses that you want from the children. So I hope this was helpful. Please reach out on my IG if you have any questions, or if you would like to chat about these alternatives further. Alright, so give this video a like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so that you know when the next video has been posted. Until then, I'll see you soon. Bye!